my channel. My name is Paige, and this is Paige CFB, where we discuss all things college football all the time. Now, I am a little bit sick, unfortunately. I woke up on Christmas morning to the gift of a nice cold, and I am a little bit frustrated, but that's okay. There are no sick days in football, so we gotta get going on these picks. Okay, so the first game that I'm gonna be going to is the Texas Bowl. Now, this game is between A&M and Oklahoma State, and I'm kind of excited about it because it's right here in Houston, where I'm actually currently at, so I'm gonna try and potentially go down there. And it's a reunion of the Big 12, and honestly, I kind of mourn the old days of the Big 12 sometimes, so I'm excited to see A&M and Oklahoma State get to battle again for the first time in a while. Now, this game is interesting because you have Oklahoma State that has a better record. Actually, they're 8-4, and they're playing A&M, who has a 7-5 record. But has anybody in college football had a more brutal schedule than Texas A&M this year? Like, goodness. Their 5 losses are all really, really good losses. Alabama, Auburn, Clemson, Georgia, LSU. All of those are top 13 teams currently. So A&M had probably the most brutal run of any team in the college football right now. On the other hand, Oklahoma State has an 8-4 record. No real showcase wins. They lost to Oklahoma and Baylor, but more painfully, they also lost to Texas and Texas Tech, which are maybe not the best losses ever. That said, it's kind of hard to judge whether or not is A&M a good team. Their best win actually came against Mississippi State, who was 6-6 this year. Is Oklahoma State a good team? You know, they lost 4 games this year. We don't know. But I think I'm going to go with A&M. They kind of have a home field advantage here, being in Houston. And I think that really they could be potentially the best 7-5 team in the country because that schedule was absolutely brutal. So hopefully they are as good as I think they may be, but we just don't know because there's some brutal losses that they had against some really, really great teams. So I'm going with A&M. I think it's going to be a close game. A&M's favored, but A&M. Okay, the next game I'm going to be picking is the Holiday Bowl between USC and Iowa. Now, the location is in San Diego, so that obviously favors USC. But also, I just don't know that USC really has anything to play for. Where is the motivation? You know, I think about when I was a kid and USC was always at the top, always in contention, and their program has just fallen so far. And that's pretty painful, I think, if you're a USC fan. So I don't know that the Holiday Bowl, as the LA Times put it, can really heal the program. I don't know that you fix your program by winning the Holiday Bowl. But, you know, I mean, maybe it helps the coach get off the hot seat a little bit. But I don't know, I don't see it. Now, this game is really 50-50 down the line in terms of, like, the predictions, the matchups. Iowa's favored by 2 points in this game. And Iowa has some good losses this year as far as the people they have lost to. Wisconsin, Penn State, Michigan. All pretty good teams overall. So I really think that Iowa is the better of the 2 teams. Whether or not the location and the motivation favors USC, I don't know. I think Iowa, this is going to be an extremely close game. Iowa's had some struggles with scoring. So if USC can score high, Iowa may struggle to match that. That said, we don't really know. So I think I'm going to go Iowa in this game, but it's going to be very, very close. The next game I'm going to be picking is the Holiday Bowl between Penn State and Memphis. Now, Penn State is 10-2 this year. Their only losses coming from Ohio State and Minnesota. Memphis is actually 12-1. They lost to Temple this year in a close game, but they've also won some good games, including against UCLA. That said, Penn State has more signature victories, including over Iowa and over Michigan. I really think that Penn State is the better team here. Memphis has really played their heart out this season. They've done a great job. They're 12-1. That's amazing. But ultimately, you know, Penn State is in the Big Ten. They have that level of competition that Memphis really doesn't have to play that frequently. So I think that, you know, the talent level at Penn State is just going to be higher. The experience level is higher, playing high caliber teams, playing in bigger games. I really think that Penn State is probably going to win this game. Really the only way I see that Memphis comes in and wins is if Penn State really doesn't feel any motivation and doesn't really show up, at least, you know. So I think that this game is probably going to be Penn State victory. Okay, the last game I'm going to be discussing for this video is the Camping World Bowl between Notre Dame and Iowa State. Now, no hate to Iowa State, but if I was a Notre Dame fan, I would feel pretty angry about this pick, honestly. The fact that we were being sent to this bowl game and, that we were facing Iowa State, quite frankly. Notre Dame is 10-2 this year. Iowa State is 7-5. It feels like a very lopsided matchup, and I feel like it's going to be a lopsided win for Notre Dame. Notre Dame's the more talented team. They've played big opponents. They've done a good job this year. I don't really understand this matchup in the first place, so I was honestly almost hesitant to pick it. The only thing is that if for some reason, Notre Dame is just so angry about being sent to this bowl game that they just choose to really not play at all, maybe then Iowa State wins, but I think Notre Dame is the more talented team. Bizarrely, they're only favored by a few points. I want to say like 3.5 or something. But I really think Notre Dame should blow Iowa State out of the water. They should win this game big. And I don't really see any other option besides a Notre Dame victory in this game. But who knows? College football is crazy. Things can go a lot of different ways. But I really want to say Notre Dame big in this game. That's my pick for it. Okay, that is it for today's video. But I will be doing my playoff picks in a separate video later today. So make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you can make sure you get to see my playoff picks. In addition, in that video, there will also be the bonus Wellie playoff picks. So get to see who he thinks are going to win these 2 playoff games. I think it's going to be a really exciting bowl season and a really exciting playoff matchup. So we should have fun. Please give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you think of my picks in the comments. Who you think are going to win these games? Do you think I picked right? Do you think I picked wrong? I want to hear your thoughts.